Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King. Rob, happy Friday, sir. Hope I made up for that Wednesday blunder introduction. Is this a little better for you?
That one is much better, much better. I do thoroughly enjoy the way that you bring us into the show. It's just the consistency of it is what I need. I mean, we've been hitting bets left and right all year long, and when you fuck up a show, it
Juju.
messes up the whole
Juju.
juju. That's right, man.
Can't be messing with the juju.
Always.
Love it, love it. Welcome into Degen Dads, everybody. Mount up. It's Friday night. We're here with some winning picks for week 15. Very excited to get into it here. It can only go anywhere but up from Thursday Night Football. What an awful start. No touchdowns. My goodness. I mean, it should be shameful to be holding that ticket. Like the giant bag of money that you're carrying around, you should have like that somber face, just like, there's not money in this sack. There's no money in here. I just don't know how you can do that. You know, how can you enjoy life and be betting on no touchdowns? Well, hopefully some didn't made some money on it. That much I do hope. I know that we both lost some shekels Thursday night. Excited to get into some picks here for week 15, make some money back. Got Chris in the chat saying, let's go, let's ride. Happy Friday, Chris. Andrew, anything to share before we dig in? Some player props. Got a lot to share.
As always, like, subscribe, share the stream, share the network with your friends, family, doesn't matter who. But definitely, if you're in here, like the video. Make sure you hit the notification button if you already haven't. If you're watching on Twitter, which I do see we have some people watching on Twitter, head on over to YouTube with us. Find us on YouTube at the Fan Speak Network. Like the channel, get in with us, follow us almost daily. We're sending out videos, whether it's picks, whether it's underdog, got some DFS content. Meg, Steve, Spread, Tyler, myself, Broondog. We're always here for you. Unlike the government, we have your back.
It's aliens. They're after. I mean, come
on.
The
aliens. That's right. They
stand up for us. Do something.
The aliens heard about FanSpeak. They're like, well, we got to get down there to the old Americas and hit the old YouTubes and see what they're about. So they're over here with their drones. They're trying to figure out how to work the tube.
They'll figure it out. We got Jamie in the chat saying, "Giddy up, dudes! Let's ride, let's ride." Love the new picture there, Jamie. Love that. Getting AI to do its thing. I always appreciate a good AI generated photo. Andrew, let's dig into some player props here. Who's your first man up?
First man up for me, Joe Mixon, over 19.5 receiving yards. The Dolphins struggle against running backs that catch balls. Mixon, one of those guys in the NFL who can catch a ball and run it. Dolphins, they just struggle against. If you go back and look at their games through the last 2 years, they have definitely given up their fair share of receiving yards to running backs. Mixon at under 20 yards. I like that. He can definitely break one off. He'll probably end up with 3-ish catches. I think with that, he can definitely average, 7 yards-ish a catch. So I feel like the 19.5, just under where it should be. I will take that value right out of the gate. Joe Mixon, over 19.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I love that. Very friendly number that he's cleared many times this season. And you just have a little bit more upside, I think, based on the way that the Houston Texans have been on offense. Not very consistent. And when you're trying to get things moving and you're struggling, getting a nice, easy pass to the running back, always a very helpful leg up. So I think Joe Mixon is in line for a big amount of work after the bye here. Coming off the bye, I expect the Texans to be a spring bit better. I'll stay in this game. I've got a nice little two-man parlay, Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. Tua for 250-plus passing yards and Tyreek Hill for 60-plus receiving yards. Both have heavy juice on their own. Put them together and you get plus 108. I think that the passing game for the Dolphins is going to be very much needed. The Texans, like you had mentioned, for the Dolphins, being so poor up against running backs in the air, Texans have been very good up against running backs, period, whether it be on the ground, in the air in general. So I think there's a little bit more upside this week for Hill, for Jalen Waddle, for Jonnu Smith, and Tua Tagovailoa, who's passed for 300 passing yards in 3 straight weeks. I mean, he's definitely, leaning in favor of at least hitting 250. I think his standard number is a little bit higher, 263, 270. Buying down both players a little bit below their market. Tyreek has hit this number in 7 games this season. Obviously, the offense has had its struggles at times, but things seem to be rolling a little bit more so, obviously, for the passing game with Tua, finding his stride in these last several games. So again, Tua at least 250 passing yards, Tyreek at least 60 plus receiving yards, paying plus 108 together.
Nice. Do not mind that. Actually, I'm starting both those running backs in my Guillotine League this week, down to 4 teams. So in the nitty gritty here,
starting what Achan and
Mixon.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, it does scare me though, starting both of them from the same game. If this game gets out of hand where they're just passing the ball a ton, that's really going to hurt me. But I do like both of them, so I like your play as well.
Catches a lot of passes though. His number I think is at 4.5 catches, maybe. It's up there. Yeah, and it's got juice too.
Next one up for me, my man, Brian Robinson, over 74.5 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints started out the year decent against running backs. That diminished, and it has continued to diminish as the team kind of diminishes a little bit as well throughout the year. They're going to give Brian Robinson all he can handle in this game, honestly. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're probably going to be ahead, or they should be ahead. That leans to the ability of Brian Robinson to be able to just run the ball. So I like the 74.5. I mean, we saw him like first play of the game against the Titans 2 weeks ago. He busted out a 40-yarder. I mean, if that happens, the 74.5 is going to be easily met. So I will take Brian Robinson over 74.5 rushing yards.
Sprinkling the touchdown, baby. Minus 130.
Don't peep my anytime touchdowns yet.
My bad, dog. He's not on my list, and that was the only reason I was saying him. Minus 130. Saints tied for second most touchdowns allowed on the ground against running backs. Sorry, my bad. Did I peep your notes too? Did I peep your stat?
Yeah. What you got
so
a camera?
Hot.
You got a camera in here?
That's so hot. Smash the like button. Next up, I think you'll like this one. Nice little spicy pick. It's a bounce back spot for our guy T. Higgins. Over 23.5 receiving yards for longest reception, right? He's hit this 4 games in a row before that dud last week up against Dallas. Bounce back game. Give me a nice big field breaking play for T. Higgins. Maybe even buy that up to 40. I'm getting minus 118 for the 23.5. Again, he cleared that number in 4 straight games prior to last week's dud. Give me the bounce back spot for Higgins over 23.5. Let's get that first quarter, baby. You always love those quick hits, that quick first quarter profit.
Oh, next up for me, Mark Andrews, over 35.5 receiving yards. The Giants are awful, dreadful against tight ends. Now, with that said, the only thing that I don't like about this is that this could easily just be a Derrick Henry game where they let him run. I mean, Derrick Henry's line for rushing is 103 yards. That should tell you something.
70 to find Paydirt.
Yeah, like it's a Henry game probably. But with that said, I mean, still, like Mark Andrews has a very favorable matchups. Like these Giants linebackers cannot cover anybody right now. 35.5. I mean, Mark Andrews, like he's more of a touchdown guy than a receiving yards guy, but I just feel like the number's low for a very, very, very good matchup for him. So I will take the shot at Mark Andrews with the over 35.5 receiving yards.
I like that because I actually think it's a passing game. I have some Lamar picks here actually for props. I like him a lot. I'll just go right to him. I've got him for over 1.5 passing touchdowns. That's paying minus 114. And one of my touchdown picks is also Mark Andrews.
Oh, man. Simpatico, baby. Simpatico.
Hey, come on. Plus 175. It's moved. It was at plus 180. The market's getting in a little bit on it here. He's moved 5 points in the past 24 hours. I just think it's one of these games where Lamar can, have his day. Let's not forget that he's thrown for almost 30 passing touchdowns at this point. Like he's having a great year in the air. So I'm going right back to him over the 1.5 passing touchdowns. Minus 114. I like those odds a lot. Give it to me. I mean, I love plus odds for Lamar, hoping people would be in on a Henry narrative. But when I see a running back that's like nearly minus 300 to score a touchdown, I just think that coaching, I'm not saying that they're like, oh, we'll look at the odds and now we'll just do something different. The coaching always wants to be deceptive. They never just want to play right into the opponent's hand. In the first half of this game, it very well may be that, but I can still easily see Lamar throwing a first half and a second half touchdown in a game with an implied spread of 16.5 points in favor of the Ravens. Like that's just way too good of juice in a game where, again, you have that implied spread. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, and I was just looking up Jackson and Andrews. And so Andrews has hit this number 7 out of the last 9, 8 all year long. And if you remember, he started off awful, like
Piss
just
bowl.
bad.
I guess piss is
So
pretty high.
so for him to be able to hit it 8 times the whole year, 7 out of the last 9, yeah, that makes me feel really, really good about the 35.5. But Jackson himself too, I'm just looking at his numbers, like, yeah, this could definitely be a Jax. And again, like, I know we brought this up on our Wednesday underdog show, but
Mm.
is it a Jackson week? Is it a Henry week? Maybe it's just both. Maybe they put up 50 some points. They pull out a Lions 50 burger ish and put this up on them, and then it's everybody's game. So yeah, I mean that's definitely in the realm of possibilities.
I mean, I wouldn't really flatter Henry for 2 touchdowns because you just won't get good enough odds, but I
Yeah.
mean, it can very well happen. But I just don't think there's enough juice there for you.
You think he gets 4?
No.
No, too much. Okay.
Yeah, too much. Well, your pick, my pick, I lost track. I said the
It's mine now, but Henry 41-1 for 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 9-1. That's
9 to
so
1.
crazy.
That's so crazy, dude. That's insane.
Wild. All right. Next one up for me, and I'm gonna give out my last 2 here because they're for the same guy. I'm gonna go with the MVP himself, Josh Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen, first prop, over 37.5 rushing yards. Lions, very not good against anybody, any quarterback who can run. They are not good whatsoever, dating all the way back to like 2022. I was looking up some stats. They are not good against running quarterbacks. Still not good to this day. So 37.5 in a very meaningful game. We know Josh Allen puts the team on his back, does what he needs to do to go win games. That includes rushing. 37.5 rushing yards. I mean, honestly, Josh Allen has the ability to go get this in 1 or 2 plays. Like that's in the realm of possibilities for Josh Allen. So I will take that in a very good game environment, very high total, where Josh Allen is going to need to put the team on his back to go out and beat the Lions. So 37.5 over on the rushing. Next one up for Josh Allen, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. 1.5 passing touchdowns is -130. Lions play a lot of man coverage. Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL at man to man. So, I mean, for him to only need to go 1.5 at -130, I mean, if you want to pair those two together and just give yourself a Josh Allen parlay, I like that a whole lot as well. But this game, it lends to Josh Allen's best attributes, and in a very high game total, I like both these plays a whole lot.
Yeah, no, love Josh Allen this week, especially for DFS, getting that high draft capital right at the top of the board. So we are expecting big things from him this week. Kind of a bland pick, shifting off that sexy Josh Allen talk. Travis Kelce, 5.5 receptions. It's laying juice. It's -156. We talked about this on Wednesday as well. It's getting targets. It's getting catches. It's not getting yards. It's not getting touchdowns. We're playing to the receptions here, over 5.5, -156. Sprinkle that into something else that you might like. Adam Thielen, back to the well, over 4.5 receptions, paying -120. Pretty close to even money for me for 5 catches. I would be willing to buy him up to 6, probably even 7. Definitely willing to do some Adam Thielen laddering this week. And I have an under. Can you guess who the under pick is, Andrew?
Alvin Kamara.
It's a quarterback.
Oh, it's a quarterback. Okay. Under on a quarterback.
It's their passing yards.
Okay. Passing yards on the quarterback. Let's go Aaron Rodgers.
Let's try again.
Okay. Will Levis.
The name did start with an A, the first name.
The first name starts with an A. I don't know. Give it to me.
Any guesses? The number is 190.5 passing yards. Chat, any guesses? Any guesses, chat?
Oh, Anthony Richardson.
It's Anthony Richardson, under 190.5 passing yards. Yeah, it gets the Broncos off the bye, and the Broncos defense has been very competent. We've seen Anthony Richardson struggle mightily this season. It's interesting. His yardage is at 190. Can you guess what his completions is at?
17.
15. That's telling me to take the under on the passing yards. There won't be enough volume there. Even if he gets to 20 completions, I'm not sure if he's clearing the 190.
Interesting. Okay.
Paying -113.
I looked at this game earlier trying to decide if I wanted to take anything from here. Do you like the Downs receiving yards? I think it's 40, I believe.
Was he a full participant this week? Did he get that work?
I believe so. Actually receiving yards now 49.5. I could have swore I saw this at 40 earlier. But
yeah, I would be more inclined to take his longest reception.
Okay. Longest reception Downs 20.5.
Yeah, I would take just that. That's all I would take for him.
Okay.
Because I think that's how he's going to get one. I mean, like, it could be one or two plays that he makes, but I think that's the play that he makes. And we're going to get even money on that one play versus risking it against Anthony Richardson throwing him the ball. That's tough for me. Back to that Buffalo Bills and Detroit game. Going to the Lions here. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams. Both 50 receiving yards. Paying plus 130. If you want to mix Jared Goff in there for a friendly 225 passing yards, alternate number, you can get that up to plus 182. Healthy picks. Last one up, JSN over 65.5. No Jair Alexander, and Metcalf still questionable. I believe he's been limited all week.
I do just want to let everyone know to take a look at Braylon Allen's rushing yards whenever they are released. The Jags are awful against running backs. If it's anything that's like 50 or under, hammer that. If it's like 60, I'm still fine with that. But anything more than that, I might just stay away from it. But I do really like Braylon Allen depending on the rushing yard. So wait to see where that comes out. Play it at 50, 55, anything 60 or more. I'd probably just stay away for now.
A few others that might not be out yet. Tyrone Tracy under his longest rush attempt against the Ravens. Jameson Williams, I would also be flatter him and Amon-Ra, both over their longest reception. Those numbers are out. Amon-Ra's at 21, Jamo's at 23. Pick your poison there. I think both are inclined for a good week. And then it's going to drive me nuts what the other one was. It'll come to me. I'll bring her back around. Touchdowns. But first, smash the like button. Let's ride. Let's go. What you got?
Well, first, I mean, we have to let people know. If you haven't already, go join the Dub Club. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. When we get into the NFL playoffs, I did very well last year gambling in the regular NFL playoffs. We are only weeks away from that. Definitely get over the Dub Club so you can get all the official plays, get our touchdown parlays, get our props, get ATS picks, you name it. The whole FanSpeak team's official plays are over there on the Dub Club. You can see it below how to go in. It is dubclub.win/r/megs08dfs/ sign up. You get a free week right now. So sign up for the week. If you don't make money from us giving you picks, then cancel. No problem. No hassle. Go over, sign up today. All right. TDs. You already mentioned two of them. Let's start with the one that we both have. Mark Andrews, plus 175. Giants, again, terrible against tight ends. I think they're going to make it a point to get Mark Andrews one in this game. They seem to always target him now, ever since, 7-8 games ago. They have definitely involved him much, much more, especially in the red zone. That's where he's a big threat to them. So plus 175. I don't think that we're going to see it too much past that in the coming weeks because this dude has been scoring touchdowns for this team. So plus 175, Mark Andrews.
Cosign, stop stealing my picks. Unreal. Just kidding. Chuba Hubbard, longest rush attempt. Came back to me.
Gotcha. Which is what? Do you remember?
No, it hasn't come out yet. That was
gotcha.
Stuff that hasn't come out, and yeah, that's one to look out for. His yardage is very high. I'm not against it. It's just tough for me.
Since the Washington game, do you know how many touchdowns Mark Andrews has?
3.
No, way more than that, dude.
5.
It's 7.
That's a lot.
Yes, he's only missed touchdown since week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since week 6, he's only not scored a touchdown in 2 games.
That's awesome. Let's go.
Yes,
plus 175. I would this game where they played the Raiders. The Ravens lost. Mark Andrews didn't score a touchdown.
That is one of them, Bruni. So guess what? Don't be going to the game this Sunday. We need him to score a touchdown.
Are they here? I don't think they're here.
Actually, I have no idea. No, I think they might be in.
The Ravens are. It ruins your Sunday if you're just not at the game. Just fucking shit.
It is in New Jersey. So no. Okay. Next one up for me. My touchdown treasure parlay pick, and Bruni already peeped it. Brian Robinson, Death taxes. Brian Robinson gets goal line carries. Minus 130. I mean, you're only laying a little bit of juice for a man that they give a awfully lot of opportunities to around the goal line. No Eckler. They got McNichols there. I know they have Jaden Daniels, and Jaden Daniels might get one as well, but I really think Brian Robinson gets that. And you may want to look at him for first touchdown too, because that's their go-to plan when they get in the red zone, like out of the gate. Give it to Brian Robinson at least twice.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely co-sign that as well. Already peeped it earlier. My bad. Did mention the Saints. Also, Andrew, Saints. You want to tell them again?
Suck against running backs. Second worst.
Tied for second most touchdowns allowed on the ground to running backs. That's right. Another minus 130, minus 135 actually. No Kenneth Walker this week. That means Zach Charbonnet is going to find himself in pay dirt once again. I already mentioned JSN. I like Charbonnet again this week as well, minus 135. The Seahawks just run the piss out of the ball, and they don't really like using backups. They don't like using the number 2 guy. I think Charbonnet's in line for another big week. Give me minus 135. Not into the Packers. Packers are packing it in. I think they are headed in a bad direction, but I'm also very biased and selfish and all that. That's a nice play there, Jamie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jamie, what a steal, man. Great job.
That's big play of moves, baby. You want me to go through? I have 3 left.
I also have 3 left.
Okay, so then right on, you're up.
All right, next one up for me, Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow, we talked about this on Wednesday show too. Joey B already came out and said that he wants to try to get the Triple Crown for Jamar Chase. So that is receptions, touchdowns, and receiving yards. I think they're going to continue to do this. And Chase, minus 135 to get a touchdown in a good matchup for him. And in the Joe Burrow wants to get him the Triple Crown narrative. Yeah, I'll take that Chase all day. I'm normally on the Higgins, but this has since this has been brought to light that Joe Burrow wants to get this for Chase, I'm gonna switch this over to the Chase pick now. So minus 135 Chase.
Burrow's pissed, man. He's not happy about being famous this
Really?
week.
You don't think so? I mean, this man, he has a lot to be pissed off about. I mean, they're putting up how many points offensively, and they still can't win games. Wild.
Oh, I was talking about a swimsuit model, reporting that someone was breaking into her home. It was Joe Burrow's home.
It might be her home. You don't know.
I didn't say that it wasn't. Joe was the one that came out crying like, I hate how people are in my private life. They can see how I'm with 2 women at the same time. Like, calm down, Joseph. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself, man.
You own a Batmobile. It's fine. Okay,
you're literally Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, we forgive you.
Listen, Batman wouldn't be caught doing that. Bruce Wayne does that, stuff like it's exercise, like it's breathing. Okay, come on now.
Whether it's his house or her house, all I know is Joey B is definitely laying the pipe in her house. So,
wow, dude. When I saw that come out, like while he's on the road, like you know what I mean? Like she's my employee. Like,
right? Yeah, I'm
what
sure.
Type of maid is that? Like, what the?
Yeah.
What house? What do people don't do that anymore, right? They just have cameras. House sitting? Remember when people used to house sit? Yeah, they don't need that anymore. They have the doorbells and the video cameras. They don't do anything.
Yeah, she was house sitting, all right. Yeah, she was waiting to come home and sit on his. Anyway, next prop.
Khalil Shakir. Someone's got to catch one of those 2 touchdowns. Got a great matchup this week. I know that Jamie's going to vouch for me in the chat. Plus 210. I mean, getting very similar odds to Amari Cooper at plus 230. I think those are the top guys. No Dalton Kincaid, it looks like this week. He's not coming back. What? I feel like we would have.
Are you sure about that?
I thought he was going to be out. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look here.
I thought he took a bad direction this week in practice.
Hold on. Dalton Kincaid injury. Let's take a gander here. 6 hours ago. Let's see what this says.
Bright enough there.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's just
holy mother of mercy. It's like you open the fridge. What else you got in there?
He's currently questionable, but he has practiced this week, which gives him a chance to finally play. So still questionable, but it looks like he has practice. It doesn't say whether it was full or limited. I could have swore that he was a full participant in practice.
I thought he was a full participant, but then went backwards. That was the whole thing. On Wednesday, I believe you told me he was a full participant, and from there, I thought I caught news that he had gone backwards.
So he was, here it is. So Wednesday, he was listed as full participant. Went through the walkthrough. Did Thursday practice, and it says this was 9 hours ago. It says will work in Friday in some capacity as well. So I would say still questionable, but it looks like he had a decent week of practice.
Anyways, Shakir scoring a touchdown, plus 210, plus 210.
Let's see where they have. This might help us to look at the betting odds here on Kincaid. Let's see what it shows. Kincaid, they do have a 31.5 receiving line for him. And let's just see what he is for a touchdown, because that's if he plays, that's where I feel like they may use him most, is in the red zone. Plus 240 for Kincaid as well.
So then they're literally all middle together. Shakir at 210, Cooper at 230, Kincaid at 240. What's Matt Collins? Plus 450?
Wait, is this first? Anytime? What you said? Plus 450?
Yeah,
double it
for Mac.
Mac Hollins plus 900.
I think you got to sprinkle something on. He just gets work done. I mean, he's one of the better pass blocking receivers in the league. That keeps him on the field. I know you don't think he should be, because the man will literally try to go out there without shoes on and try to play in a football game. I get it. Dude's a little bit weird, not a sexy name, doesn't play a lot, but he's an in the trenches type of player, and they love to feed him. Like, they love him in Buffalo, dude.
Yeah, plus 900. That's
You got to sprinkle something on that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's way too much juice to not get a little something, little pizza money.
Okay, next one up for me. Wash, rinse, repeat. David Montgomery, anytime touchdown.
Yeah,
minus 145. Great game environment. The Bills are a little tougher up front. They're not a tough matchup for running backs, but they're a little bit more stout. I think, again, this is a game that leans towards what Monty does for them with the knuckles, as opposed to what Gibbs does for them with the Sonic. So I think when they get around the goal, line, it's going to be more Josh Allen and David Montgomery trying to run it in than it will be Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going to be deadly for them in between the 20s, but I think that they give Monty a bit more work around the goal line this game because of how Buffalo plays, their defense in the red zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the Sega reference there. Love the Sonic and Knuckles reference there.
That's right. That's what they call themselves. You know that, right?
Smashing himself into the end zone. You're just going to button smash himself into the end zone.
You do know that that's their nicknames, right? Like, for real?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I've seen the commercials. It's a bit overdone now. It's a bit.
Oh, really?
They really.
Did you see them on Thanksgiving? They did the shoes of Knuckles and Sonic.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man. That's awesome.
It played out.
Bruni, just fucking embrace it, all right? Embrace it.
I did embrace it.
Did you like Sonic as a kid?
Of course I did. What the fuck?
So did I. Embrace it. Stop it.
Unreal. It's just overplayed, man. Thunder and lightning was just as good.
It's just overplayed.
It is. All right. You want to talk about rinse and repeat? Cal Katera. What's his odds?
Oh, boy.
What's his odds, you think?
He was 500 last week. Let's go 420.
Love the pick. Love where your headspace is. Plus 550. They're telling me it can't be done. I don't believe it. How
are the Steelers against tight ends? Did you look that up by any chance?
Don't care. No,
but I want to know that Steelers against tight ends. I just want to look to see, because that's a really nice play if they aren't very good. Let's see. So against tight ends, touchdown wise, they have given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the year.
Pretty good.
They're probably about middle of the pack.
Pretty good. I feel good about it. I feel better about the pick now than I did 2 minutes ago. So thank you. They're good against receivers is what they are. They've been good against receivers. They're good against the run. Leaving some space for some Calcaterra. Hey. Easy peasy. Plus 550.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Also, oddly, like the passing yards for both quarterbacks. Both are under like 200. They're both at like 195. I checked the weather. It's not going to be warm, but it's not going to be like wind or rain or snow.
I don't know, man. I think that this game's going to get ugly.
Ugly, huh? Oh,
yeah.
boy.
If anything, I think the under is the play in this game, personally.
Well, I'm not touching that, but I like the passing yards.
All right. Last touchdown up for me. This is a touchdown guarantee. I'm going to look right in the camera. I'm guaranteeing this man finally gets his touchdown.
Trey McBride.
Give me Trey McBride for a touchdown plus 170. I mean, he has come so close. So close. Give it to him. Just give it to him, Kyler. He's going to catch it.
We got a ladder too. You
think this is it? This is the time?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some type of bonus that he's going to be chasing, right? Like, there's got to be the pat on the leg for Kyler Murray. Like, listen, champ, listen, okay, I got a little bit of extra money coming my way.
15-1, 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
110-1 for 3. Just full unit on the touchdown score. Half unit on 2+, and then I'm gonna do a little shekel sprinkle on the old 3.
It would be a quarter, is what it would be. A full, a half, and a quarter.
Yeah, or maybe I just go full DGen play and do a full unit on all of them. If
Sure.
I did a full unit on 110-1, Bruni,
some people read their Bible at night. Not all do. It's okay. It's okay.
So Trey McBride touchdown. He this is the week. Plus 170. You're welcome, America.
You're welcome. Devontae Adams plus 125 plus odds. It's a game against the Jags. Keep it simple. Rodgers and Adams, they want to keep the good times rolling. There's no playoffs coming. There's nothing to be had, but good old-fashioned fun football. Adams TD, brotherly love touchdown. Top of the board, plus 125.
Did you top golf his Sonic now? Top half?
I don't know. I asked if it was golf.
Golf?
I asked. You want to bring up the board?
Oh, yes. Let me share said screen. All right. Here, let me zoom in for you, old ass. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my first ATS pick, right at the top. Give me the Commanders minus 7.5. I mean, they're starting Jake Hayner. They're going to be able to run the ball against the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off a bye, I'll lay the 7.5 with the Commanders.
What do you think about the under 43.5 here?
It's interesting. Commanders have sneakily scored a ton of points this year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really think this all falls on the Commanders offense. If they score 30 or more, I say it hits over. If they don't, under's probably the play.
Really? You think that the Saints can put up 13? Do you know what the team total for the Saints is?
Let's take a gander.
Because I'd almost be willing to take their team total under. Game props.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, it should probably all the way in the back. Or maybe all the way up front.
Hold on, let's just go to popular and see if it's game special. No.
Typically, I would find something like this under
here. Commanders total points 26.5. Saints 16.5.
Under. I think that would be the pick then. If you don't take the game total under, I would definitely go after the Saints under 16.5. There's no way they're scoring 17. 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
So yeah, I really think that the over under is all based on how the Commanders, if they get more than 30, I think that it goes over.
No, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. Like, take the Commanders out of the equation, just go right at the Saints then. The next game, I do think that the Bengals can cover the 4.5. The offense has been there. It's really just is their defense going to be good enough to play up against the Titans? It's a relatively close game, given where Cincinnati is. So I think they get some home traveling. Some Bengals in Tennessee. Probably, I still probably just take the money line and I put them in like a 2-team card or something.
I know that I don't know if you have your stuff written down, but just let me know when you want me to stop. My next or my last ATS pick here, JETS Jets -3.5. I was lucky with the Jags last week on the money line. I think that reverts now. The whole get one for Trevo after the injury, that's gone. I think that they're going to come back down to earth here a little bit. I think Braylon Allen can have a good day if Breece Hall doesn't play. I like your Adams, and Aaron Rodgers connection, still going strong here at the end of the year. So yeah, I'll take the Jets -3.5.
No, I love that. I love that. I mean, it's the Jaguars. Come on. Even with how bad the Jets defense has been recently, they should be able to get up enough to win this game by 4 points.
What about this? So this total, so the Ravens Giants 16.5 is the spread. 42.5 is the total. This total and this spread tells me you're supposed to take the Giants. Are you at all considering laying?
You should, but you're not going to. You're not going to either.
No, I'm not. But this is what this total and this tells me I should take this.
Yeah, I understand. No, I totally get that. The correlation between the two. Just not going to do it. You just don't trust it.
Yes.
Very also interested to know what their team total would be, because I would also take the under there as well. You can beat the Ravens by passing on them. This Giants team cannot pass the ball. Not with Tommy DeVito.
Giants team total 13.5. Ravens team total 29.5.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I take the under. Yeah, again, take the under. Let's see what else we like here. We're talking about the Dolphins +2.5. I think I'm willing to take the money line as a dog. They're +134. Not trying to peep into the dogs too much, but I think in that game they've played well enough coming in, the Dolphins, up against a struggling Texans team. I'd be willing to take the 2.5 or the dog pick there.
Yeah, I got a dog pick for us. Let's just scroll on down to the most exciting game of the week. Bills and Lions. Give me the Bills +116. Lions have been rolling just the whole year rolling. The Bills just lost to the Rams, who we saw score this many touchdowns last night. This many. I think the Bills realize that this is like a Super Bowl matchup for them. We're going to really see some Bills playoff football come out in this game. That's where we see Josh Allen put the team on his back. It's where we really see the team come together, unless they play the Chiefs. I think the Lions have been running hot, and I think that unfortunately their loss comes now against the Bills. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills +116.
No, I love that. I also love Panthers -2.5. They've been a very good team recently, and I think their defense has played well enough to slow up Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. Not to say that the Cowboys won't put up points, but I think the Panthers have played well enough to clear the 2.5 here. They've played the Panthers have played some exciting football, so I'm anxious to see them in this one. Also, just like taking them on the money line if you don't think the spread is safe, -155 on the money line, and the spread's at 2.5. I think that's a fair number. I think they can easily win by 3 or more.
I want to ask you, I don't have this game written down, but how do you feel about the Cardinals -6.5 against the Patriots?
Not touching it. Not interested.
Yeah, I kind of like it here. I know you're not supposed to lay the 6.5, but I don't know.
But we do.
I think that's a fine play as well.
You mentioned the Bills. That would have been another cover and or dog. Seattle Seahawks are another cover and or dog. Just whatever you feel more comfortable with. I love the +120. They're at home. They've been playing well. And again, this is a team that's leading their division, that's played well with their backs up against the wall. The Packers have struggled somewhat recently. This is definitely a need to get right game, but they're going to Seattle in December on the road. They have kind of a comfortable record, so I just maybe feel like they aren't in dire need. Like that, just like want isn't there. And the Seahawks, I mean, when I'm watching them, it looks like I'm watching them play playoff football. You watch Charbonnet come in and easily supplant Kenneth Walker, no problem. The receivers, they have great depth. You have experience out of Lockett. Doesn't really do much, but still does play snaps. JSN's coming on. Metcalf is a big threat whenever healthy. Gino just throws a piss out of the ball. So I love the Seahawks this week as well. Are you taking the Falcons on Monday night?
Oh man,
what garbage game that is.
I mean, dude, honestly, I'm staying away from that game. I don't really feel good about either side.
Nope, same.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, I would take the Falcons just because I think they have a better roster.
Is it just easy enough to like that night to just take like the Vikings and the Falcons money line with a Monday night doubleheader?
Yes,
that pays you minus 106. Like if it's just that easy, then I mean that's the way to play it. Like because I don't like either game, obviously. I mean I'm a Bears fan, so how could I like this? I was flirting with the idea of giving out some Caleb props, but I just couldn't do it.
Maybe rushing yards.
Maybe. I mean, I was flirting with his touchdowns just because the Vikings secondary is still not great, and I could see the Bears putting up exactly 14 or 17 and still getting like a bunch of points scored on them. Which just based off of that was paying plus money.
Caleb, 26.5 rushing yards. I do not mind that, especially with
the only player for the Bears listed, right? Because of
yeah. It looks like it might be Khalil Herbert. Roshan, I thought was going to have a chance to play, but he hasn't practiced yet.
For the Bengals now, brother.
I mean, I meant Travis Homer. Sorry, I said Herbert thinking that, but yeah, Travis Homer. I still think that Roshan has a shot to play because last week they said like rolled out, but good for next week, and now all of a sudden it's like not good. So I don't know, but I still think he has a shot to play. What's up with Swift? Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing on it. I think this is like the first he's missed practice all year. He's been limited a few times, but like missing practice, I think this is the first.
Anything else on here, big dog?
No, I mean that's it for me this week.
Okay. Yep. I don't have anything else. Do you want to put together a little parlay at all?
Sure. Yeah. Let's pop something open here.
Okay, that's cool. You took my thing off the screen, so I'll put it back here, Dick.
My bad, dog. Didn't know you.
All right, let's pick some player props. Or touchdowns, whatever. I mean, anything that we've had on our card. So I'm gonna go first. I'm taking because I really like these Josh Allen plays. I'm going to take. You know what? Let me ask you because I don't want to put both Allens in here. Which one do you like better? His over 37.5 rushing or his over passing?
Passing.
Okay, so you want the passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. And then I like Thielen on receptions and JSN on yards.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Thielen on receptions, 4.5 at minus 120. And JSN, I believe it's either 64 or 65.5 receiving yards at minus 120. Or maybe minus 118.
Hold on, I'm still trying to find. Where the fuck are the... Oh, right there.
Where the duck?
All right, so you said Thielen receiving yards or receptions?
Receptions, 5.5. Or 4.5, sorry.
Okay, and what else?
JSN receiving yards.
JSN receiving yards.
Down. There you go.
For 65.5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the Joe Mixon play.
All right.
So over 19.5 receiving for Joseph Mixon. Oh, look at that. It's 20.5 now. They have moved it. Interesting. Still taking it. Still like the 20.5.
We both liked Andrews and B-Rob touchdowns, so I would say that those would be the touchdowns we would want. But I think I would just say put him B-Rob because he feels like the lock of the two to me. And
okay, let's take one more.
One more? Okay. You want a TD?
You know what? We both like Trey McBride.
Oh, my God.
Should we do it?
It's a lot of pressure, Andrew.
I know, man, but I mean, it's the week. Is it not?
All right, let's let it rip.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Is that game in the afternoon at least, so we can avoid this thing?
Yeah, it's a 4:25 game, right?
All right.
Yeah, 425. Yeah.
If everything else hits before that, you have my permission to cash out.
So we are at 54-1.
Yep. Love it.
All good with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Obviously, got to put it on my phone. The location thing, so stupid. So for our show parlay here, Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Adam Thielen over 4.5 receptions. JSN over 65.5 receiving yards. Joe Mixon over 20.5 receiving yards. Brian Robinson touchdown. Trey McBride touchdown. 54-1.
What could go wrong?
That's right.
Probably Trey McBride, but it's okay. It's okay because we love Trey. It's okay. All right, awesome. Very good show. Very precise this week. Very efficient. Appreciate everyone jumping the chat with us on a Friday night. Andrew, anything to share before we head out?
Best of luck to everybody in the first round of your fantasy playoffs. Best of luck if you are in best ball and sweating out the fantasy playoffs as Bernie and I are. And also best of luck on all your bets this weekend. May we all hit and flourish in the cash that is brought upon us. Thank you, everybody.
I like that. I like that. Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.